Hey everybody, it's Brendan Burchard, creator of Total Product Blueprint, and welcome back. In this module, we're going to talk about teleseminars, how to create teleseminars and how to market teleseminars. Many of you know this is an area of expertise that I love teaching about because we've really been able to accomplish some tremendous results from doing a call one time for 60 minutes that resulted in over $300,000 of sales, to literally leading the industry in filling up seminars using free teleseminars, to using teleseminars to educate, teach, inspire. I mean, I really love the format because you can be walking around your house naked with a phone and no one cares. I mean, it's pretty awesome. So in this program, you're going to learn about a model that I teach for how to create and think through your content for teleseminars. The next video, of course, will cover, well, how do you do the marketing aspect in getting people registered for your teleseminars? And let me begin again by just saying, hey, congratulations. You know, I know what it takes to be here now in terms of your involvement with Total Product Blueprint. We've already gone through a few training sessions, you've already gone through a module, and you're still here, you're still watching them, so I congratulate you. Stay with the momentum. Put these things into play. Give them a shot. Give them a try. I know sometimes it can feel overwhelming when you first start, but I've gotten so many comments here and been so proud of the interaction that you've already had in the comment section below these videos. You all are lighting it up. I like that you're supporting each other. Obviously, I'm in there answering as many questions as I can until we open up the Ask Brendan Anything forum. And in the meantime, I just honor your commitment for your message. I honor your willingness to go deeper with me in teaching you how to become a real world-class content creator and obviously a world-class marketer. You know, if any reason that I've been able to achieve what I've been able to achieve in these last few years, it's because I've been able to stand out by thinking more strategically and perhaps sometimes intelligently about how do you create content that people find valuable, but more importantly, what are the marketing strategies that work online today specifically for these product categories. And I'm sure you can tell already from the ebook creation and marketing to the book creation and marketing. We're talking about some world-class stuff here. So my goal is to keep raising that level of the bar to help you think beyond what you maybe have heard of before or seen. And I think that's really going to demonstrate itself here when we talk about how do you create a teleseminar. In this module, what I want to do is we talk about how to create a teleseminar. I'm going to teach you how to create phenomenal content in a way I have not taught you yet. And doing that, I'm going to teach you what I call, well, what now is dubbed Brendan Burchard's content pyramid. And the content pyramid is different categories of content that you're really able to offer people. And I shouldn't say categories, I should really say levels, in terms of different types of levels of content you can provide to people. And when you understand these different levels, you start to really understand the difference between just general advice and the difference between true, high quality, high value content. I'm going to teach you these different levels here, and then I'm also going to teach you, well, given a teleseminar, how would you order these different content areas? How much time on any given teleseminar would you spend in each area? And what's the ultimate goal of this? So I think you're going to find this very, very powerful. I've never taught this outside of my $25,000 coaching group. So to give you an idea of the investment that you've made, I'm throwing everything I got at you, some of my best stuff in the world to teach you, okay, this is a $25,000 educator's framework. I think you might find it very valuable. So I hope, like all these programs, you've been taking copious notes and you're referring back to them and you're putting them in play. You know, at the end of the day, there's two ways to learn. There's conceptual learning, where you look at this and you listen to me and you go, oh gosh, Brendan, you know, that's a really good idea. And you take notes and you're excited about it because it's a good idea, but you never do anything with it. Then there's tactical learning, which is why I know you're here and why you came to learn from me. Tactical learning is saying, right, good idea, let me go try this thing, okay? And I think that's what the most important piece of Total Product Blueprint has been, is teaching you how to do it, then showing you videos of how to set it up online so you can start right now. Okay, so this content pyramid that I'm going to teach you, I think you're going to find very valuable. And again, it's in the context of teleseminars. So let's jump into this idea of a teleseminar. You know what a teleseminar is already. You've been on them, but just for everybody's sake, especially some of our international friends, teleseminar is just a conference call. And that conference call can either be free, a free model where you get a bunch of people onto a call with you, a conference call, and at the end or throughout that teleseminar call, you offer something for sale so that you do make money for your time, obviously. So you might get people to register for free. Then once you have the call, you train and train and train. But on that call, you also offer something for sale. So I'll teach you that model specifically because I think that's powerful. Of course, the other one is the charge model. You charge people money to join your teleseminar. I'll show you that model as well. My preference for everybody, especially when they begin, is to do the free model where you sell something at the end or throughout the call. I'll share with you when that can happen in terms of your content pyramid and how you would order it, as well as how much time to spend on those types of things. But I think you're going to see this as we teach this creation. You'll see it come to life on your call. So one of the questions we always get is, well, how do I do these calls? You know, what's the technology? Well, basically, pretty much everyone uses the same 2 or 3. And the ones I would recommend that you check out for actually hosting the call, so you can get your access code and your dial-in numbers, stuff like that, you can check out freeconferencecall.com, right? Freeconferencecalls.com is very simple. It's free unless you record it or you go way over the amount of limits they have, in which case then you just pay for their use. You can go free conference calls or freeconferencecalling.com. Just type in free conference calls into Google. You'll see a bunch come up. Okay, use any of those. Those are all fine. They're all pretty much the same and all pretty great these days. The one that we use is an audio program service called ReadyTalk. ReadyTalk.com. ReadyTalk.com. I've used them now probably 3 or 4 years. They're more expensive than anybody else, but that's because instead of using VoIP, Voice over Internet Protocol, where sometimes you can lose the connection, they're hardlined, they put an operator on the call with you, and they give you 800 numbers, both domestic and international, so people can call in for free. So your attendance usually jumps up by, gosh, I've seen from anywhere from 5 to 20% attendance jump by making it an 800 number. So check out those services. Another one that's really great that a lot of people use is Black and White Communications. That's Black and White Communications. Again, just Google any of these. You'll see them. Look at them. See what your goals are, how many you want to do, how many people you think you'll have on the line. Figure out all that, then choose. The one we use is ReadyTalk.com. A little more expensive, but super reliable, never breaks, and very, very dumb-proof. But freeconferencecalls.com, easy as well. So instead of focusing on those tools, which you can look up, let me teach you how to do a great teleseminar and then show you how to market a great teleseminar to get as many people on it as you can. To the content pyramid. Again, we just now call it Brendan Burchard's content pyramid. Here's how this works. My idea is that there's basically 5 levels of content you can provide to people. And when you understand the differences between all of these content pieces, then you'll become literally a world-class educator, and all of your creation of all of your content will get better. So at the base level of almost all content you can teach is this concept of theory, right? You can tell people general ideas, big bucket concepts, just theoretical ideas that are either ideas you suppose are true or they're already theory that have been proven to be true. But the idea behind theory is it's a big picture, big idea where you don't really go into details or tactics or breaking it all down, but you basically describe a model of the world and how you think it works, right? So that's generally a big picture perspective of what content you can provide, right? So theory is one level. The next level of content that people find valuable is called TPV, Teachable Points of View. Teachable Points of View. Teachable Points of View. TPV is about your own personal perspective experience. This is what we call in Experts Academy your expert story positioning. This is about where you've been in your life, what your purpose is, what your struggles have been, what your solution search has been like, what results you have gotten, your personal experience in any endeavor. People find this very valuable because it makes you relatable and because it makes the content true for them. It makes it something they can relate with. This could be just a big idea, but as soon as you bring it into the context of your own life, people start saying, oh, I really understand that and I appreciate that. The next level that you can have in content is the tactical level. The tactical level in teaching and content creation is obviously how to. Do this, 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 this. It's the level of process. It's where framework happens. It's where systems, models all demonstrate themselves, where it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, step by step, paint by the numbers, do this, not that. That's the tactical level. Most people believe that when they buy a program, they're getting it just for the tactical level. But I'm betting that you have already found value here in Total Product Blueprint beyond just the tactics, but it's been more than that. I hope I've been doing a good job for you. It's been also inspiring, because tactics is all about instructional. But the next level up in the pyramid of content is at the transformational level, the transformative level. This is where you go from instructing others to inspiring others, right? To inspiring others specifically to change something, to transform something. Really important, right? A different level of content. This is where you talk about all the change that will take place in somebody's personal life, or the changes they need to make in order to accomplish something, right? Maybe right now you're only getting a 20% conversion on your sales page. Go through my program, you'll get a 40% conversion on your sales page, right? That type of conversation is change, transformation, going from point A to point B in a good way, right? That is very important, plus the inspirational part where you help people realize that they can do or achieve more. Should be part of your content as well. So we've got theory, big picture ideas. We've got teachable point of view, your story. We've got tactics, how to. We've got transformation, demonstrating how things can change, specifically how they can do more or achieve more. And the ultimate pinnacle of all purpose, of all the reason that you should teach anything, which most people forget about. And when you understand this, this is now how you become in the top 1% of inspirations, trainers in the world. And most people never even think about this because they're so worried about teaching how to, or learn from me, learn from me, learn from me, or here's the big new idea, or change. They never get to this level, and that's why they can't figure out, well, how come they can't become the Tony Robbins level of the world? How come they can't become the Deepak Chopra or the Marianne Williamson or the Oprah levels? They've never understood this level, so they don't know how to have a career like those folks, or like myself, or other people who I would consider the best, top 1% of the world. They've decoded this. So I'm going to teach you this in 4 modules from now, and I think you'll really like it. I'm teasing. I'll teach it to you now. No, actually, click the button below, add an extra 90. I'm teasing. Okay, what is this? What is the ultimate model? The ultimate model and the ultimate purpose of great content is to get them to the level of transcendence. This is where you use your content to help people lift out of and above their current context. This is very, very powerful. This is Martin Luther King. This is Gandhi. This is John F. Kennedy. This is the greatest leaders of our time who helped us understand that together we could do something where we transcended ourselves. We went from selfish to service, and where we transcended our current realities of our economy or our community or our past. It's where they lift us to higher levels of motivation and morality. That level of content and teaching, that's the top 1%. That's how you start getting people to pay $2,000 to $10,000 a seminar ticket. That's how you get people to pay a $2,000 online training program. That's how you get them to stick. That's how you get them to stay. And that's how you get them to truly change their lives and implement what you teach. Most people barely ever get above this. Barely ever get above this. If they can get here, they've accomplished something significant in their career. When they get here, they've achieved the highest levels of teaching and really transformation for their customers. This level is what we need to aspire to in everything that we do. So that's Brendan Burchard's content pyramid, right? Theory, teachable point of view, tactics, transformation, and transcendence. And at this point, you're like, what in the world, dude, does this have to do with a friggin' teleseminar? I just want to do conference calls, man. Well, I'm teaching you this content period here in this video because what I want to do is show you how to use this content pyramid to literally do the world's greatest teleseminars, because it's so applicable to how we do a teleseminar. So as an example, if you're going to do a free teleseminar and then upsell something, or you're going to charge money for the teleseminar, either way, let me teach you how to create an outline for your teleseminar based on this theory called the content pyramid. Okay? Because literally, you can use these tactics and this outline to create a phenomenal, like earth-shattering teleseminar. This is the way I'm going to teach you to order it and how to spend time is how we had a $300,000 60-minute teleseminar. Okay? Literally just taking my ideas of how to structure and give content and where to spend your time. So this literally is worth over $300,000 to me, and I think this will change your life forever. Okay, so where should we spend our time, and how much and when should we focus on these on a teleseminar? Interesting question, right? Well, I have this idea that you start your teleseminar when you get people on the line. So now let's assume you've got 1,000 people listening to your voice. You got a phone plugged in your ear. And by the way, not an iPhone, not a mobile, not a wireless phone. Get an old-fashioned, plug it into the wall, hard line phone, right? It's got a cord on it that probably has buttons you dial or a rotary thing, right? A real phone, because those ones don't cut out or drop calls, right? They don't suffer from the AT&T phenomenon of dropping right during the middle of the most important call of your life, okay? You got 1,000 people. You do not want to drop that call. So make sure that you're using a hard line phone. Okay, now let's assume you're on there. Let's start by on this call. So this is where you're going to take notes, okay? So take some notes, because this is the outline for your teleseminars, whether you're selling something or just delivering good value, okay? The outline begins with your introduction, right? And the promise of why we're all here. Right? So, hey everybody, it's Brendan Burchard, founder of Experts Academy. Welcome to today's teleseminar, where we're going to teach you, whatever the promise is, how to become a highly paid expert and beat the current economy by putting your advice and information out into the marketplace. Whatever it is, right? So, who are you? What do you do? And what's the promise? That's how you're beginning, okay? Let's make that assumption that you've already done that, all right? Then you want to do some housekeeping, okay? Here's how this call works. Everybody that's on mute, you can only hear my voice, or I'm going to have another, guest on the line, or I'm going to open up at the end for some question and answer if your service allows that or not. And once housekeeping is done, you need to get immediately in. I mean, within literally 4 minutes, you should be into the call, because people will not sit and wait. And a lot of the people who've been teaching you in the teleseminar world, a lot of marketers out there who've never really made significant money with this, they keep telling you, well, just hedge, take as much time as you can, wait 10 or 15 minutes to get into the content so that more people get on the line. I'm like, no, absolutely not. Because more people will hang up, because I'll be like, you added no value. Get to the content and the meat as soon as you can, because when people dial in, if they dial in late and they hear you rocking it out and they hear the great content, they're going to stay on. But people will not stay on if you're just rambling on buying time. Your job is not to buy time. Your job is to deliver value, okay? So, knowing that, how would we work through this content pyramid? So, we've introduced ourselves. We've talked about the promise. We've done housekeeping about how the call will work. Now we're going to jump right in, okay? And here's the ordering of how I would do this. First, we're going to start with theory, okay? We're going to start with theory, which is big picture, big idea. This is where we're going to spend, in terms of percentage of the call, let's imagine we're going to do a 60-minute call, okay? We're going to spend that first 5% of this call, the first 5% of the call, on the big picture, the theory, the opportunity, okay? The opportunity, the theory about an opportunity that can change their lives. That's where we're going to start, at a theoretical level. A big picture about how the world now works, right? That's the big thing, about how the world now works and what the opportunity is. So if this is Experts Academy, I'm on Teleseminar, and I'm going to teach, but also try and enroll people into Experts Academy at the end or throughout the call. Here's what I would do. I would say, hey everybody, it's Brendan Burchard, founder of Experts Academy. Welcome to today's call. We're going to teach you, how do you beat this darn economy? You know, a lot of people have been laid off or let go, and they're trying to figure out how do they monetize their experience. During this call, I'm going to teach you exactly how you can monetize your experience by better positioning yourself as an expert and starting an entrepreneurial expert career where you finally get paid for what you really are worth and what you really already know. So that's what this call is going to be about. And let me tell you why this call is important, and I'll go into theory. And this call is important because, you know, the economy is shifting, and there's millions of people out there now who are looking online for advice or how-to information about how to get their information out in a bigger way. Or they're looking for any advice or how-to information they can find on how to improve their lives or grow their businesses. So literally, you got millions of people out there who are looking for advice and strategies. So I've got this theory to share with you, and I want to prove to you by the end of this call. And this theory is that you can take what you already know and put it out online so that when people are searching for that, they find you. And because they find you, they buy your products, they buy your programs, they hire you for your services. You're now the expert, and you can get paid like an entrepreneur instead of having to go swap up your job or swap up your time for some job. Because here's my theory. In the old economy, the way it used to work is you would trade your time for money, right? You would trade your time, your knowledge, your skills, your expertise to some corporation so that you could have a job. And right, that old theory was it was a stable job. Well, we know that's not true anymore, right? There is no stable job except your own, right? So my theory is that everything is shifting. And I talk more about that. So about 5% on that. Okay, where are we going to go next? Well, in a teleseminar, I wouldn't move you up directly. What I would do is, now that we've told them about the new world, about the big idea, the big opportunity, I'm going to go from theory, and I'm going to jump you all the way up to transformation in this call. So I'm going to take you from theory to transformation. And spending 5% on theory, we're going to spend more time on transformation. Transformation is telling them now, the next part of the call, once you understand this theory or this opportunity or this big picture or this new world, here's all the things that can change in your life. And you start talking about the benefits. And you start talking about the benefits that you've had, or more, I'm sorry, not that you've had, that other people have had, and that your listeners can have. So I start talking about all the benefits. I say, look, you can work from home. You don't need a big team. You can, as part of this experience, be sharing your message with the world and making a greater difference in the world. You can finally stop living paycheck to paycheck and have real financial security. That's transformation. You can finally not feel like you're bottled up at work, but you can actually create. You can be part of your own creative process again. Transformation, benefit, change. We're going to spend a full 20% of the call there, which is significant, right? All the ways their lives will change. People are paying for transformation. When they buy something, they think they're paying for tactics, but they only want the tactics because it's going to change something. So what's going to change when they follow your plan, follow your system, or buy your thing if you're upselling something in the teleseminar? Okay? So the first part of your call, 5% on theory, on the big opportunity, the big idea, 20% on how this big opportunity or idea is going to change their life. Okay? Then we move down to TPV, teachable point of view. This is where you're going to share your personal story about applying this theory and how it changed your life. Okay? This is Experts Academy. We teach a concept called expert story positioning. All about how do you explain who you are and why you should be an expert, right? I mean, really, what qualifies you? What makes you credible? And we talk about the idea of you sharing your struggles and then your successes. So we're going to talk about how we were at a desperation point in our lives, or there was a crisis, or there was a changing day, or a new decision that we made after that crisis to turn things around, and how we started going out there and changing our lives and changing our attitude and our behaviors so that we could achieve more, right? So that we could achieve more. So that's what we're going to talk about, how we started studying, we started putting things to apply, we started getting committed, we started getting mentors, we started getting coaching, we started reading new books, getting around new people, taking new action, and suddenly we started getting all these new results. And because we got these new results, our life completely changed. Our story on this call is going to be about 15% of the time on this call, okay? So we're going from theory to the customer's transformation to ours, all right? That's what we're doing so far. And that is how we're progressing through this teleseminar. Now, you might be saying, okay, Brendan, we're significantly into this call. When should I sell them stuff? Let's go through this model just so you learn what to say regardless. Then I'll teach you how and when to sell, okay? So next, where do we go? Well, now that we've said, here's what the opportunity is in the big theory, here's how it can change your life, here's how it changed my life and how I figured this out and got going, now we're going to teach the tactic, the how-to, what to do, how to get things done, the specific step-by-step instructions, step-by-step process, step-by-step framework, step-by-step system, step-by-step model, whatever you want to call it, to them being able to accomplish this big idea, have these changes, and achieve what you have achieved or helped others achieve, okay? This tactic, obviously, if you're going to do a good job and deliver great value to people, these are sort of setting context. Tactic is teaching them how. So we really want to spend a significant amount of time there. 50% of the call, teaching, strategy, step-by-step tactic. You follow? That is the how-to, step-by-step. Do A, do B, do C, do D. Okay? 1, 2, 3. That's tactic. From tactic now we really make a big leap towards the end of the call. Once we teach them what to do, we have to inspire them to step outside of their bounds of comfort and actually apply and do this. Now, we can be doing a transcendent level of training throughout all of this, of course, but really towards the end, that last 10% of this call is really motivating themselves to higher levels of performance, achievement, motivation, morality. This is where we really lift this call into crescendo and get people inspired so that when they're done, either they take the action you say, whether it's to start something new or go to this website, certain website and buy, whatever it is for you. This is the magic. This makes you the best in the world. It's the last part of the call, right? Again, it can filter throughout. That's why it's at the top of the pyramid. It can filter throughout, right? Sort of trickle down throughout all of this. All of this can trickle down to the next level. But I will tell you, ultimately, this is what's going to make you different, okay? So that's a model for, if I said, okay, how are you going to structure your teleseminar? I would say, first teach the big idea, the theory, very first. Teach them how this new idea is going to change their lives. Then teach how you discovered this idea, how you applied it and how it changed your life. Then teach them how to accomplish it, step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then teach them how, once they know how, to go out and do it, lift themselves up and actually accomplish it, taking themselves to higher levels of achievement and motivation and morality. That is a complete journey through the content pyramid, and it works like a champ on a call. Now, all you have to do is, what's your big idea? What's your story? What are you going to teach them to do? How do you think it's going to change their lives? And ultimately, how can you personally inspire them? This works because it follows the psychological need of what a consumer has. the goal of accomplishing all this is very, 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 very clear. The goal of teaching the theory and the big idea, right? The big idea is to give that promise. That's the goal, is to make a promise and to keep them on the line. That promise is why they're staying and listening, right? Promise. They're staying. That's what the goal of teaching the theory is. Hey, you're going to learn something here significant, right? This is important to you. It's opportunity, OPP, right? Not OPP like the song, but OPP for short, like opportunity, all right? That's exciting for them. That's the opportunity. Then two, the transformation is that so you can jump into their world, right? That's about them. It's about you, the customer. This makes them say automatically, oh, this is what's in it for me. I really need to stay and listen for this because I am motivated now to know that I can change my life. Then you teaching the teachable point of view, your story, the whole point of that is for you to gain rapport and trust, right? That is making you human. It's showing your humanity and it's showing your credibility. That's what this is really doing. By showing your humanity and your credibility, you're developing the rapport and trust it will take for them to believe in you and, yes, ultimately buy from you if that's where they're heading. Then tactics, this is just straight up adding value. That's the goal, right? You add serious value to someone and they are fans and followers and buyers of yours for life if you maintain that consistent level of always adding value. It's how I keep people around. It's the only reason you're still watching this video. You're like, oh, this guy's adding unique value here. I've never heard of this content pyramid. By the way, notice, what is this content pyramid? It's just another framework I teach, right? Frameworks. You notice all my stuff is about a framework, okay? Then transcendence. Transcendence is all about getting them to inspired follow through. Getting them to take action because they're inspired to achieve more, to be more, right? To be more. Like transformation is sort of like you can have more and do more. Transcendence is ultimately about being more. As a human being in our own lives, as a human being in our family and our friends' lives. And this level is where people will now follow you. This is where you get that guru-ness, right? This is the big picture of you becoming someone people really look up to as a leader and a content provider, a thought leader, right? Someone who can truly change lives lives up here. So that's how I would structure the call. Now people would say, well, okay, if I'm selling something, Brendan, on the call, how do I do that? Very simple. You watch the clock, and every 20 minutes, you make a call to action. Okay? Every 20 minutes, you say, hey, okay, obviously I'm teaching you some things here and teaching you about this new opportunity. If you'd like to learn more and go deeper outside of this call right here, go ahead and go to expertsacademy.com/live, and you can see a video there about how you can come and join us live at our training event, Experts Academy, period. So I hope that helps you. Now let's move on. Just every 20 minutes, reference the website you would like them to go to buy your stuff. So if you're doing a free call, you just don't even do that, right? Free call, you just go through the model, deliver tremendous value for them, really lift them up, following the content pyramid as I've taught it here. You're good to go. At the end, always give your website for them to learn more, keep up with you. Always make a call to action at the end of every call, every marketing communication. Make a call to action, whether it's go to your website or follow a specific set of instructions or just have a better day with your sign-off, okay? Always make a call to action. But this is how you get to world-class level. This is a $300,000 pyramid for me, and frankly, I know that you could probably even take it further along in your career than I have too. You know, all of us putting these things into play, the best thing about it is look at how much value this is adding for people. Right? It's exposing them to new promises and opportunities for their life. It's helping them understand what's in it for them, how they can transform, how they can change. It is developing rapport and trust and a relationship with your buyers, your customers, your fans, your followers. It's adding massive value to them so they stick with you and stay with you. And ultimately, it's creating a sense of inspired follow-through for them. So that's it. That's how you structure and organize your teleseminars next time you do them. Only difference is, if you're selling every 20 minutes, reference and make your little pitch about why they should go to a website later on or right now during the call. I hope that serves you in understanding how to do a world-class teleseminar. Again, the technology and the tools are ubiquitous. Anywhere you go, you type in free conference calls. Everyone seems to have a service these days, so that's pretty easy. We use ReadyTalk, ReadyTalk.com. Tell them I sent you. I'm not compensated for recommending them. I just believe in them. Again, they're a little more expensive, but they never break. They're very reliable. And they have a great way of posting replays and everything else like that. So I hope that serves you. Tools, technology, ubiquitous. In terms of teaching content, no one in the world can do it like we've done it here in our organization. And I hope now that this serves you in thinking through your own teleseminars. In the next video, I'll teach you how do you get people to register for it? How do you get people excited for it? Once you have people online, ultimately, how do you get them to the sales page, just like we've referenced here, and how do you make real money with that teleseminar on the back end? So I'll teach you that entire sequence, and then we'll show you the best opt-in page I've ever created to get people to register for a teleseminar, and a sequence that leads to the path of monetizing all of this. That's in the marketing video, the one following this one. Until I see you on that other side, go out there every day, live fully, love openly, and make a difference today.